Hi, Tracy here with BibleJournalingMinistries.com, and I just got this box from Tyndall, and I'm excited to see what's inside. So if you're ready to do an unboxing, let's go ahead and get started. All right. Yay! If it's from Tyndall, you know it's a new Bible. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Oh, well, look at that blue tissue paper. It's like birthday present. Birthday present time. Woohoo! Let's see. Oh, wow. So we have, oh, there's two of them. Woohoo! Hold on while I get both of these out for you so we can see. Oh, you guys, let's see what we have here. We have, looks like the new, brand new Inspire Prayer Bible. So we have two, and that means one needs to go to somebody, and that will be given away during our conference this year in October. So I'm going to set it aside, give it away during our conference, and I hope that you guys enjoy that. Now, stay tuned for the conference. That's later down the line. Let's talk about these Bibles. Oh, wow. So we have, let me just open this one. This one looks to be like the soft cover. So let's start with, it's interesting when we do two at the same time. So, all right. So we have, it looks to be, one comes in a cover, one comes in a box. But it looks to be the same exact Bible. So one must be, this one is a soft cover. Isn't that the Inspire Prayer? I didn't even know we were getting new Bibles from Tyndall. So new Inspire Bibles. Okay, and this is, oh gosh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Okay, so you have the gold hardback and then you have the beautiful watercolor soft cover. So you have two different ones to choose from. So it is called the Inspire Prayer. I don't know much about this Bible, so this is unboxing review video. I'm seeing it just like you would see it if you've never seen it before. This one is the hard and this is the soft, but ideally it is the same exact Bible. So yeah, it is. So as I turn it open, basically one is, it's the exact same Bible. Okay, good. So you have a soft cover and you have a hard cover to choose from. Man, am I loving this gold. This is, oh, so beautiful, guys. Look at that. But, oh, look at the soft cover. So the soft cover has that beautiful gold edging versus the hardcover that has the watercolor edging. Gosh, they did such a good job. It's like almost like you need both. But no, I will give this one away for sure. Okay, I will give this one away during our conference. And then you get the bookmarks. Mine are actually alternating. I have a blue one here and a blue one here, red one here, red one there. That's interesting. And then you have the side here, and then you have the back. So very, very cool. Let me just see if there's any specific notes. They gave me quite a few little handouts here. Just talks about hosting workshops for their tour. So if you're going to do a tour, how do you host one? Let's see. What the 2-hour Inspire Creative Workshop offers participants the opportunity to experience a fresh approach to Bible reading. Amber Bolton at BibleJournaling, amberbolton.net will guide participants through the workshop. Workshop dates are flexible. Host sites must be able to accommodate the workshop. So I suggest you contact, trying to see if there's a contact for you if you want to host a workshop. Probably amberbolton.net would be a good place to go if you're interested in one of these and interested in doing one of these workshops. So check out amberbolton.net. Oh, let's see. What else do we have? So let's see. As we go through these, since these are the same, I'm not going to go through both. Gosh, this is gorgeous. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm not going to go through both unless I see something that might need to be changed or might need to be called out as separate, but I don't really see a huge difference between the two. So I'm going to move the soft cover aside just because since I'm keeping the hardcover, I can bend pages and accidentally do things that you shouldn't do to your Bible. All right, let's look inside. So as we go in, we have beautiful art, line art. In the Inspire Bibles, one of the first Bibles on the market that had these line art in them. And they really have come out with an amazing line. You have your original Inspire that I have here. I've done a review on that. You have your Inspire Praise Bible as well. I've done reviews on that. I just love having these Inspire Bibles. And now the Inspire Prayer is really neat. So as we open it up, we have places here you can do some work or dedication here. Really the idea with the line art Bibles is to spend time in the Word. So you don't have to worry about the art. You just get out your colored pencils or whatever medium you're using, and you read the Word and you just soak it in. And as you're soaking it in, you can color, and that really helps kind of engage both sides of your brain. So then we have our contents here. Books of the Bible, alphabetical listing of the Bible books, and welcome to an Inspired Prayer, note to readers, Old Testament, New Testament, index of designed scriptures, and inspired prayers. So then we have the Old Testament, New Testament, and then we have the alphabetical listing of the Bible books. And I love that they just continued with the graphics throughout, so you can come in here and color that to your desire as well. We have a little prayer thing here, and welcome to the Inspired Prayer. It says the Bible is one of the primary ways God communicates with you. Totally true. It's the inspired word of God, and it's living and active and powerful. The more you read the Bible and understand what it says, the more you'll be able to discern God's voice in your everyday life and make choices that bring glory to his name. As you read, meditate on, and pray through the Bible, you will also get to know the character of God. And our God is a loving God. This is so awesome. So they give you just a little information here, and then they give you some Bible journaling tips here. So they tell you, just like we do, take a moment to pray before you start. Invite God to speak to you. Invite God to spend this time with you. Yes, it says to meditate on the scripture, pray God's word, write your own personalized prayers in the response, sit quietly before the Lord, all kinds of things. Definitely pay attention to God moving in you. These are great tips to read. And then you have a little prayer here. And then we have just some more tips and things for you here. We have a note to readers. It says the Holy Bible, the New Living Translation, was first published in 1996. It quickly became one of the most popular translations in the English-speaking world. The NLT's influence is rapidly growing. They did do an investment in scholarly review, which is good. We like that. And let's see. Really, for the NLT is closer to a more of a thought-for-thought translation, or they call it dynamic equivalence Bible. So where you have your word for word, which is like a King James Bible, then you have like one that's in the middle, like a CSB Bible, that kind of mixes between the formal equivalence and the dynamic equivalence. They call theirs optimal equivalence. And then we have this one here, which is an NLT, which is more of a dynamic equivalence. So more of a thought for thought. It really tries to take the original Hebrew and Greek and translate it to words today that you can understand. I think it's so valuable to have multiple translations of the Bible so that you can really understand. I think different translations help you see different things, but definitely before you pick a translation, make sure it's a good translation. And I mean, I do have the NLT versions. I have multiple NLT Bibles. I love them, but don't take my word for it. Do your research. Find out what the translation is that you might be interested in reading. And for me, I like multiple different translations. So we start with the Old Testament here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful artwork here. And just to verify, I'm just going to verify that the artwork indeed is the same between the soft cover and the hard cover, which we know is the case, right? So we have the Old Testament here, and then we have, yes, so it's exactly the same, the soft cover and the hard cover. You guys are going to really like, whoever gets this one is going to love this. I just know it. I mean, That's so cool. How exciting. All right, so let's check out the margins and the size of these Bibles here. So obviously when you get into your Inspire Prayer Bible, you can, come in here, obviously pray first, do your Bible journaling, come in here, do your coloring. It's so nice to have things that are already done. Now, don't just limit yourself to what's covered in here. So if you want to add more to your Bible, you can. You don't have to just stand just using what they provide. You can always add more to it if you would like to. So in terms of the size of the margins, now these seem to be quite large size margins, and they are. So this is a 3-inch margin, and if I'm in centimeters, I can tell you in centimeters, you're looking at about 3 inches or 7.5 centimeters wide. In terms of the top of the top, let's see, you're looking at about a little under 8 inches, and for centimeters, you're looking at about 20 centimeters. Let me just verify one more time that I had the right. So yeah, so just under 8 inches long, and again, approximately 20 centimeters height. Now, if you just want the line length, so that some of you just like to write on the lines, we are at 2.5 inches for that line margin and 6.5 centimeters. So quite a bit of space in this Bible. This is a lot of space, which is really nice, especially when you're Bible journaling. And look at this artwork. It's gorgeous. You guys have like so much artwork in here that you don't have to worry about. You just come in here and you don't have to worry about coming up with anything. You can just use what they have, and that's just really nice. So this is nice. You have a little prayer here. I wonder if this is repeated. Let's continue to go through it so we can kind of understand more about each of these. So we have, I'm trying to see if usually when Bibles have certain themes, like this one is Inspire Prayer, the last one was Inspire Praise, you can see the theme. So this one is prayer, and I'm seeing a lot of verses around prayer here, and I'm seeing spots for you to write down your prayers. And so that is, and you know how much I love writing prayers and praise to God in my Bible, so these are great spaces to do that. And the artwork is just gorgeous. Look at that. So this is really great. Yeah, so this is more about prayer here. This is really interesting. God's promises, an altar. I could come, I mean, man, if we spent the whole day, we'd be here the whole day looking through this. Oh, good. You're getting the vellum pages like you had in the Inspire Praise. So the vellum pages came out with the Inspire Praise Bible, and they were just such a hit. Everybody loved them, and I truly do love them. So this here is, it looks like a prayer here. God, help me to remember that being alone is not the same as being lonely. Being alone, I'm in good company. I have many guests, for you first of all, then my good friends and the love they have for me. That is just, this is so nice. I love that. And so that's a vellum page. It's so pretty. I love that in this Bible. You guys, this is gorgeous. I'm so excited. So yeah, so apparently with the prayer Bible, you're getting more sections in here where they start with a prayer and then you can continue to write your prayer here. So for example, this one here says, Almighty Father, you are ready and waiting to forgive us whenever we ask. Show us the ways we are slow to forgive others. Help me to forgive. And then you write here and then amen. So there are just quite a few sections in here where you're going to be writing your prayer. And that just, oh, that is just awesome that they would do that in this Bible. I mean, obviously, it is the prayer, the Inspire Prayer. So you are seeing quite a bit of, prayer information about praying, verses about praying, and then places for you to write your prayers. This is so awesome. You guys, I could spend forever in here, but then we'd be here forever. So let me just see if there's anything. Let me just kind of flip through, and as I see things that I think are beautiful, I'll call them out to you. I mean, I can't just do not just the things that are beautiful, but I'm going to show you some of the vellum pages that are included here as well. There's quite a few of the vellum pages in this Bible, and I'm not even past Leviticus yet, guys. Wow. Look at these, just gorgeous. And then more prayer here. Look at this. Just, these are just really gorgeous. And I can tell you these images are unique to this one. It's not the same as the Inspire Bible or the Inspire Praise Bible. And I will verify that with you in just a second, but I'm confident. We've never seen any of these in the previous Bibles, and I haven't seen this one either. So I'm pretty confident they didn't reuse images in this one. This is a new version. Not version, it's a new version, but not a new translation. So it's still the NLT, but gorgeous work. You guys, I'm impressed. This is very beautiful. Just some of the artwork in here, you know, more places to pray. Wow. Oh, look at that. Grant us grace, Father, not to pass by suffering or joy without eyes to see. Give us understanding and sympathy, and guard us from selfishness, that we may enter into the joys and suffering of others. Oh, this speaks to me today. This is just beautiful. Oh, I love that. So just some prayer. Wow. Here we have Simpson here. Breaking down the columns there. All right, this will be here. I'll be here forever, you guys. You just have to see it for yourself. It is really that gorgeous. A lot in here about, this is really, they really are true to their theme of prayer. Look at all this space for you to pray. I definitely think this is something you want to add to your collection of Bibles if you don't already have it. Oh, look at that. So these little, as I'm noticing, oh, I forgot to tell you, the binding on this is Smithsonian binding. So this is really high quality library binding that will last legacy. I mean, really legacy Bible here will last the test of time. So you can actually see where they've kind of sewn in some of the sections here together and then sewn it into the Bible. So, and that actually allows your Bible to lay almost completely flat. Look at that. What a wonderful thing, because this is great. Whenever I'm doing my Bible journaling, it's so hard when you have a Bible that doesn't lay flat, but having this one lay flat is just, I mean, and it's so big. I didn't even do weights or anything like that for you, but let's do some of the measurements here. We have approximately approximately 7.25 inches wide, and tall, we have approximately 8 inches tall, and for how thick it is, I mean, it is a thick Bible, guys. We're looking at about 2.25 inches wide, so pretty thick. For centimeters, for those of you guys who like centimeters, 18 and about 18.5 centimeters wide by approximately 20.5 centimeters tall, and for width, we're looking at about 5.5 centimeters. In terms of weight, if you're going to be carrying it around with you, it's important to know. That's in ounces. Let me not do ounces. 56 ounces. So 3 pounds, 8.2 ounces on this one. Let me do your measurements on the soft cover. The soft cover feels like leather. It's not, but it feels like it. I don't think it is. Let me double check. 3 pounds, 5.1 ounces in the soft cover. Is that right? 3.51. I think this one was 3.8, right? 3.8. Very good. All right. Let's continue to look at this Bible. Oh, let me make sure I do my measurements on this Bible for you as well. This is the soft cover. The soft cover, in terms of width, it's close to 7.5 inches wide. From a centimeter perspective, about 18.5 centimeters. In terms of how long this is, 8.25 inches long, and from a centimeters, about 21 centimeters. In terms of the depth of this Bible, we have approximately 2 inches And for centimeters, we're looking at approximately 5 centimeters. So very nice. All right, back to the Bible. You do get 2 bookmarks with this one. So you get the blue one, and you get kind of the magenta one. And having 2 bookmarks is really nice because you can go, let's say I'm working in the New Testament, right, in Galatians, and I need to go back and reference maybe some of these other things, right, reference something in Chronicles, right, so then I can mark my pages and go back and forth, and that makes it really nice and easy. As we go in, I'm just going to continue to just flip through here for you. Gorgeous artwork, guys. This is really beautiful. I'm loving this Bible. I'm just so loving this Bible. All right, let's look at the New Testament. Let's look and see what they've done as we get into the New Testament. And I want to see how they finish out the Old Testament as well. So here we are. Matthew. Okay, so as we finish out Malachi, we have our last prayer here. Beautiful artwork on this last page here in the Old Testament, and then blank page as we go into the New Testament. So the New Testament starts here. They've got a little bit of a prayer as well. Gosh, this is awesome. You guys, you know how much I love prayer. So getting a Bible that is really focused on it, it delights me. It makes my heart truly sing. So we have little sections here, another place to pray with your amen here. This is definitely a Bible that I will be using, and especially writing all of my prayers in it. You guys are just gonna love this. You're gonna love it. Oh, neat. This is a really good one from Matthew 14:28. Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come walking on the water. And then the prayer that really works well with this: help me to trust you with my life. I want to be able to follow you wherever you go, and to be ready to step into anything. I want to come to you. And then you can do more of your prayer here. So as we go into the New Testament, we're going to continue focusing on prayer throughout this Bible. Excellent job, guys. Excellent job with this, Tyndall. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Wow. I will show you in just a minute some of the differences between the other Bibles, but I just want to finish this review with you. If you want to bear with me as we just kind of look through these. Again, focused on prayer throughout this Bible. It's so exciting. I'm just going to go ahead and flip through so you can see some of the art as I flip through and see some of these gorgeous vellum pages. Look at this one. It's like a little gift. So there are over 400 line art illustrations in this Bible. Clearly. Just really gorgeous, beautiful vellum pages. I'm accidentally not showing you the art. I keep flipping and it's not the art pages. Look at that. That's gorgeous. So much art in here. I'm just speechless. I really am. This is gorgeous. Okay, let's go to the end. See what we have in the back. So we end the Bible with Revelation. And then so we end it here. I love this. This is actually the last verse where it says, he who is the faithful witness to all these things says, yes, I am coming soon. Amen. Come, Lord Jesus. So it's just like the last. That's really nice. Nice way to end it. Really well done. Okay, so then we have the index of design scripture verses and inspired prayers. So they will, okay, so if you want to know exactly where those inspired prayers were, you can come back here. So as we go, let me just show you. We'll look in Revelation. So in Revelation, there is an inspired prayer on page 1574. 1574. So there's one inspired prayer. And then there's another one on 1571. So here's that inspired prayer. So you can actually see here where there are pictures of things to color and the specific inspired prayers. Now, interesting to note, there is not an inspired prayer in every book, which surprises me. So that would be one of the things that I'd be like, oh, I probably think you guys could have had one in everyone. Like, for example, there's not an inspired prayer in 2 John. But that doesn't mean you can't write your own inspired prayer. I just thought that there would have been one in every. There just seemed like some of them had multiple. So like if you're looking at Matthew, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots for inspired prayer in Matthew. But then you go to something like, 2 Peter, which we know is a very, very short book. There is not an inspired prayer in 2 Peter. So that's, to each his own. I still think it's a great Bible. That would not be a negative to me. Just something that I would have expected to see at least one inspired prayer in every book. But other than that, and again, I always give you my honest review, guys. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the most perfect Bible ever. It is an amazing Bible, and I definitely am so thrilled to have it to my collection, and I would recommend that you get it as well. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to tell you things that I think could have been improved. I'm always going to tell you what I think. And in terms of like a testing page, there isn't a testing page in this one. So if you do want to test your markers or your pencils or whatever it is that you're using, your watercolors, whatever medium you're using here, just test it on one of these back pages and that will help you. Then if you do want to use the gesso, feel free to use the gesso to prep your pages. So all in all, I love the gold, and I just love the gold beautiful look to this. It just so like, it just pops out at me, and it's just so beautiful. Now in terms of the inspired prayer, let me just double check. I'm pretty sure that I gave you the margins, but let me make sure. I don't want to, if I for some reason missed out on giving you the margins, I don't want to do that. It should be exactly the same. So you're looking at about almost 3 inches from the approximately 3 inches from the words to the edge, and in terms of the line itself, about 2.5 inches wide for the length. And for centimeters, it's about 7.5 centimeters, and then for the line length, you're looking at about 6.5 centimeters. In terms of the top to bottom here, we have approximately a little under 8 inches here, and then centimeters, we're looking at approximately 20 centimeters. So, and I'm just doing a little flip through here just so you can see the key differences between the two books. It's not in the art. The art is going to be the same throughout each of the books. We've already showed that to you. But you're still going to get your back matter here as well. So if we go into Revelation, just like we did just a minute ago, Revelation here, you have that last verse just like we showed you. You have your index of design scripture verses and inspired prayers, and then it's exactly the same, and then it has that last page as well. So really the difference is the cover. I don't see any difference in, I don't see anything really to say in the terms of the font size. I don't see that it being that different at all. I'm not seeing any different. It's still got that nice binding to it, so it does lay quite flat. Now this one here is the leather-like cover, so very soft, beautiful, very, very nice leather-like cover. This one retails for $59.99. The hardcover retails for $54.99. These all released September 8th. So watch out when they release. They're probably going to sell pretty quickly, but I'm sure there will be a discount for you. So I will include links for you in the description where you can purchase these. And if I see a deal on them when they release, I'll actually do a deal alert for you on our Facebook and YouTube channel. So hopefully that will help any of you that are looking at getting these. But again, this one is slightly more expensive, and but I do really love the gold cover on the hardback. So if I'm choosing which one, I'm loving both of them, but this is the one I'm going to give away because this is really the leather-like quality and the beautiful gold binding. I just think someone in our when they go to our conference will really enjoy getting this one. I'm going to keep the gold one. It actually, because I have all my Inspire Bibles do have the hardback to them, so they will match my collection here of multiple Inspire Bibles. One thing that I think is missing from the hardback that I enjoyed in the previous versions was the elastic strap. So if you are missing your elastic strap, it does not come with this Bible, but just go ahead and get a tie, one of those hair bands from like the Dollar Tree, and you'll be able to just hold your book together if you like that. Now, in terms of the differences between the Inspire Bibles, obviously the Inspire Original Edition has, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but all of the sides are different. So if you're comparing the hardcovers to the hardcovers, all the sides are different, okay? Now, this Inspire Prayer Bible is much larger than the other two. So you can see there's quite a bit more space between these two. So whereas this one was a little over 6 inches, this one here is about 7 1/4 inches, so much wider in the Bible, but that's because they're giving you all that extra space to do your note taking and Bible journaling. So that is one reason why. I also failed to mention, but the point of the text here is 8.85, so it is a larger text than a normal standard 8-point font Bible. So you are getting a larger text, although it's not a large print text. It is a larger print text, a larger font, and all of your images are going to be different too. So if you are looking at, let's just go to Genesis. In the original, I just want to show you. So here's the original Genesis page, and then your Old Testament page here. Okay, that was the original. This is the original Inspire. And then when you went to the Praise Bible, now once you started getting into the Inspire Praise Bible, you started getting those vellum pages that are now included in the Prayer Bible as well. And so let me just get to the first pages so you can see that the illustrations are all different. So if I go to Genesis chapter 1, here in the Inspire Praise Bible, so we have our Old Testament here, different. And then you have your Genesis page here, okay? Also, we went from cream colored to white colored background paper. And then here in the Inspire Prayer, we're also with the white color background paper, which is nice because sometimes when you go from, if you want to fix a mistake that you make, which I always say just leave it, but for some of you, you like to fix your mistakes. If you're using a cream Bible and you use white gesso to cover up a mistake, it's very obvious. But with this Bible, it's a white background, so if you were to make a mistake and you used a little white gesso, it's not going to pop off of that cream background. So again, another difference between the Bibles is that you go from cream page in the original to white in both the Praise and the Prayer Bible, okay? So in terms of thickness, they all seem to be about the same in terms of, well, I don't know, this seems a little bigger. Let me show it to you this way. So the Inspire Prayer is just slightly bigger in terms of thickness, but definitely thicker than the original Inspire Bible. So you can see here that this one is about 2 1/4 inches. The Praise Bible, I think, is also about 2 1/4 inches. Yep. And then the Inspire Original is about 1.75. So it is a little bit thicker than the original one as well, but all of them are great Bibles to have. I'm pretty impressed with all of them. I'm glad that I do own all of them. In terms of page thickness, I would say the pages are they're thicker than, let's say, a standard Bible that you get, that you carry around with you, the thin ones. So they're thicker than that, but they're not as thick as some of the other journaling Bibles like on the market. So I would say it's an average page thickness for you. They do, like I said, contain 400 illustrations and 32 colorful vellum pages. So there are 32 of these vellum pages in this Bible. There's 142 prayer journaling prompts. So those prayers that I was showing you earlier, where you can, these prompts here, there's 142 of them throughout. Again, it's a single column, wide margins. It's got a ton of art in here, 8.65 font, and really just the focus of this Bible is really for your inspired prayers. So I hope that this review was really helpful to you and that you enjoyed learning about the Inspire Prayer Bible, which again releases September 8th. And it's a great addition to your collection, especially if you have the praise and the original ones as well. So if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I would love to answer them for you. And you have a beautiful day. Goodbye.